pray and hope that you enjoyed the film. And without further ado, we're going to turn it over to the one, the only, show him some love, Martell Taylor.
First, let me thank everybody for coming out. Thank you guys for coming out, because there's a lot of other things that you could be doing. Is today Wednesday? On a Wednesday night, so I don't take anything for granted that you guys came out and supported. So first, again, let me say thank you to each one of you for coming out. But let me give a huge shout out and thank you to this team of people that you see right here, because without them, there is no film. So again, let me thank each one of you guys. You guys know what we went through, to get this film done. We took our time doing it because we wanted to make sure that we did it justice. So I'm gonna do a couple introductions. We're gonna kind of open up for a couple questions, here and there. So I'm just gonna start down here. When I call your names, please, step up. I got my cousin Mika, who had her first acting role. Good job, Mika. Miss Homewrecker of the Year here. Miss Hyatt. My main man that I've been known for like about some 7 years. I ain't gonna say because I would be aging myself. But no, honestly, I've been knowing this guy for quite a while. And whenever I call him, he's like right there, Mr. Trevor Jones. Left hand, my right hand, she's there to do everything that I do. She helps me direct, she acts, sometimes she tries to tell me what to do. My daughter, Miss Brianna. My son, Braylon, he does the same thing. He tells me what to do. Dad, do this, Dad, do that. Sometimes I don't listen. But whatever I need him to do, he's right on point. And he had his acting debut, Mr. Braylon. Miss Boss Lady. Miss Boss Lady. Miss Boss Lady. We appreciate you, Miss Kim Levette. Lady to my left, she was in Broken Covenant, and now she's playing doctors and all kind of stuff. Miss Selena Ray. To my right, this brother died soon as the movie started. You was a few minutes, right? You was a few minutes late. Mr. Dion Robinson. Dad of the year right here. Dad of the year right here. Mr. Tim right here. I'm gonna skip this young lady right here. Miss Faith Wilson, my executive producer, business manager, K1 Films and whatnot, and somebody get back to you and it's smart, it's her, it's not me. I'm gonna skip this next young lady as well. Then we're gonna go to Miss Tanisha. Been knowing this young lady for, again, a long time. And she was like the only girl that could come in our house when we was growing up. And whenever I call her, she's right on point. So Tanisha, I love you. Thank you.
Love you too.
This guy next to her, Mr. Rashawn Matthews. Again, you catch him in certain films. He may play a pastor, he may play a pimp, he may play a doctor, whatever. Mr. Rashawn Matthews. This hubby of the year, we're putting hubby in place, and putting Eric in place, Mr. Monty. I want to introduce you guys to this young lady right here. Her acting debut, Miss Isis. And I want to tell you a quick story about her. She actually was going to be playing a different role in the film, right? And my daughter was playing the role of the daughter, and she got COVID literally 24 hours before we started filming. So Miss Isis stepped right in, and Miss Isis is the real daughter of Miss Mahaki. All right. These two gentlemen right here is what you saw on the screen. You know, we can do the acting, we can do the directing, and all this type of stuff. But without them two, there is no film. Mr. Styles and Mr. Dollar. One of the best ADs in Atlanta, Mr. Dante Sellers. Y'all know this guy from Tyler Perry, House of Pain, and a couple different things. Mr. Captain Save and Mr. Chris Bond. My little cousin, I gave him some screen time. Wanted to make sure he got a line or two up in there. Mr. Caleb. Okay. See, I told y'all, business managers are always trying to tell me what to do. This young lady, again, day before, we needed somebody, and she stepped right in, Miss Denisha. The guy that you guys love to hate. No, listen.
Hey, listen. That's why I told y'all I brought my son. So I'm bulletproof.
Listen, in real life, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
But guess what? If you walked out of this film disliking him, guess what? He did his job.
Just real quick, man, I want to take like 2 seconds. This was actually my first opportunity. Wow. So the only coaching or lessons I had was from this guy, even the camera crew was giving me feedback on set. So look, man, I appreciate the opportunity, and I'm excited to see where it go, man.
Right there in the white hat, he trying to be all in the corner, but this is my guy right here, Mr. Brian Perdue. I don't see Wifey, but Wifey is in the movie too. She played what she played? The reception at the bridal place. I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. Okay, Mr. Graphic Designer Ryan George, we appreciate you, my man. So everything that you need, as far as the poster and things of that nature, that's this guy over here. So I'm going to come back down here for a quick minute because I want to talk about these two young ladies. And it's not that I'm literally pointing those two out, but the reason why I'm doing this is because when I wrote this film, Faith and Hope were the main two people, and it was extremely important that we nailed those. So I'm going to first introduce you guys to the role of Hope, Mr. Kristen Kendall. And I'm going to introduce this young lady. I'm going to come on down here, y'all, man, for a minute. I'm going to ask you to slide down for a minute.
Come on, Faith.
This young lady right here. I'm going to let her tell y'all her story, but I just want to tell you guys something right here. She didn't initially audition for this role. She auditioned for a whole nother role. And we wound up putting that project on hold. But it was something about her in the audition that I said, I'm going to reach back out to you. A few months went by, and I called her. I was like, hey, you remember auditioning for me? And she was like, yes. I was like, I got a role for you. I said, it's you. And we met up, and I showed her the script, and she was like, that's my role. And I'm going to say this in the most respectful and humble way that I know how to. She killed it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce you guys to the one and only, this Mahogany Raspberry.
Thank y'all. When Martell called me, I practice whereas when I audition for something, I submit it and forget it. Because if you hang on that, you won't be able to focus on what's in front of you. So I submit it and forget it. So when he reached out to me, I'm like, oh, so they didn't forget about me. Maybe, this is something good. And he told me about, initially it wasn't in a split second. It was called Faith. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And he said, it's not gonna be easy. So I was up for a challenge and I said, push me, we're gonna do this. And it was definitely a roller coaster ride. Within doing that project, after we finished, it took about a month, maybe a little longer for me to get back to being myself, because I am a method actor and I go so deep in, sometimes it's hard for me to come back out. Like, it was hard for me to just even go outside. I wouldn't even come out of my room because I was so far in that hole. And I called him one night I was on my way home from an audition, and I called him one night. I said, I had an epiphany. He said, okay, what you got? I said, I want to be sure that I give someone's truth in doing this. I don't want to just do it just to be doing it. I don't want to offend anybody who really has gone through this. So I wanted to make sure that I really did it. And I told him I was going to do something. He said, well, I wasn't going to ask you to do that. You sure you want to do it? And I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I wanted to make sure that I really, really gave so much light to this character. I wore the breast binders, you know, to make sure my boobs looked like they was gone, because the cleavage sisters get their cameos wherever they go. But putting that thing on, like I'm having to hold on to the wall and they're pulling it to put them in, and whew, it was a struggle. And then changing hair so much to make sure I had braids when I had braids, and I had short hair when I had short hair. And I was literally, 30, maybe 45 days out of surgery, so my eyes were still swollen and still bruised. It was so much that was going through that the first day on set, and I get stuck in my Apple Watch. It gets a cameo too. I get a phone call from my mom. My mother's here. My mom was blowing my phone up, and I said, okay, I gotta answer this. They were working on lights and camera angles and so forth, and I answered the phone, and my mom was just like really broken, and it just bothers me to hear my mom cry. So I said, Mommy, I said, what's wrong? She said, I said, Mommy, talk to me, what's wrong? And at that very moment, she had found out my stepfather was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. So I'm laying in a hospital bed in the scene, about to shoot the scene where I'm telling my fiance and my daughter that I have cancer, and I get that phone call. The next day, I'm shooting, I have my phone as a prop. I never have my phone out when I'm working. And again, they're working on lights and angles and so forth. And I said, well, let me check my messages while I'm sitting here. I get a text. My daughter's grandmother had passed away. And my daughter was at home alone. So I'm like, y'all, I gotta get through this. I gotta get through this. I need to get to my baby. Martell said, you need a minute? I said, no, I wanna use it. And that's what I did. I used it in that scene. So I went so far in, you'll take that and that. He didn't believe that I was gonna do it, but I shaved it anyway. That was one of the hardest things to do. The makeup artist said, let me help you. And I've always been a crybaby when it comes to my hair, because my hair has always been long and thick. But Martell didn't know that I had been battling with alopecia. For 23 years, I hid it. I was used to my hair being long and thick, and my hair started thinning in spots. And I didn't know how to deal with that, because us black women, our strength is in our hair. So that affected me, and I kept that hid. But the moment, the day of, they was like, all right, you ready? I'm like, we about to do this. So I'm all crunk. I got in front of that mirror, y'all. It got so real for me so quick. My hands were shaking, my body went to trembling, and I just went. Martell had to come get me. I took off running. He had to come get me. And after I did it, it took me some time to adjust, but I said in that moment that nothing could stop me but me. This was not my strength. I am my strength. Right. Thank you from the experiences that my son got, my daughter got, and showing me that nothing could stop me. Thank you.